One of the most impactful student experiences that I can think back to is a young man that came to see us when he was 15 years old. When he walked in the door, he literally couldn't put 2 or 3 sounds together. He had almost absolutely no literacy skills, a handful of sight words, but he was getting ready to go into high school and woefully underprepared. His parents had been told by countless professionals that this wouldn't be possible. Every school program that he'd been in had failed up to that point. And he came in mad at the world. He was a challenge to work with. He was not always kind to his instructors. Hi, I'm Nick Eardley. I'm the founder of Eardley Education. I took some international teaching assignments. I lived and worked in Honduras as a literacy consultant, helping design special education programs in schools. And then I finally settled down 9 years ago in a move to Miami. I had a passion for these large learning centers here that I was running and the international families that we got to serve. So many of these families don't have resources where they're originally from, and it was a godsend for them to be able to come in and help their kids for the summer.
My name is Amy Reyes. I'm the manager of instruction for Eardley Education Solutions.
And aerate that. Go for it.
I've been with the company since 2019, and I oversee the lesson planning and progress for each of our students that we work with.
I started Eardley Education in 2018 out of a need to more completely help students in the academic realm. I spent many years working in intensive settings and learning centers, seeing children make incredible gains during summer and oftentimes fail to make that further connection into the classroom during the school year. So I wanted to take my knowledge and expertise and help a wider range of students be more successful across the board.
So I've been in this field for 6 years, and the biggest differences between this company and prior companies that I've worked at is definitely the flexibility that we have with not only the student but also the parent. We take into consideration the parents' concerns for that student as well as the concerns that we see through their testing. So we may build a program that is specified through Seeing Stars or On Cloud 9 or Visualizing, Verbalizing, our main programs that we go through for reading fluency, and math. We may then take that and blend programs a bit if that's appropriate for that student. We really customize to that student, and if they're a student who needs just really a boost and then they can work on more school-related things, that's something that we also do.
In March of 2020, we were just as surprised as everyone else when school shut down for 2 weeks and we had to move our operations virtually. Fortunately, we were a little better prepared than the average folks out there because we'd actually piloted and perfected our online instruction in 2015. The families that we see in Miami come from all over the world, and one of the services we learned to offer very early on was remote services via Zoom. And these services started to expand over the years, and we had the opportunity to really perfect our methods. So when COVID hit, we were blessed that the largest challenge we had instructionally, at least at first, was scheduling. We just had to get families on board that this virtual instruction would be successful, and while we did have some skeptics at first, it really didn't take long for families to realize how powerful this option really could be.
N-A-T-U-R.
Awesome. Yes. Really good. So for me, the perfect family to work with is any family that's interested in seeing a huge change in their child in a short amount of time. A family that's ready to work collaboratively, and that doesn't mean hours of homework or anything like that, but a family that's willing to communicate, meet us for updates, get excited about their kids' progress and show that in front of them, and let us get engaged in their team and become a part of their life for this short amount of time where we're going to try and change that trajectory for them. Over time, we started to see a different kid. He started to open up to his instructors, the frustration and gruffness started to disappear, and it was directly correlated to the progress that we were able to make in his reading. For the very first time in his life, he was actually getting to see success in an area that he defined himself as a failure. So we were actually able to get this guy back on track in one school year to cover ground that every single school that he'd been to had not been able to cover in all of those years. And we watched him completely transform as a person. He became engaged and outgoing. He wanted to talk to his instructors. He wanted to talk to the other kids. He wasn't embarrassed of his reading anymore. It absolutely had changed his life. What makes us different from so many other programs is the amount of customization and tailoring that goes into every student's interaction with us. From the very beginning, when we start with our evaluation, we do our learning skills assessment to get an idea of where their strengths and weaknesses lie. We get an idea of where they're looking at the processing level, at the application level, and at the academic competency level. Once we're able to get that testing and we tailor that instruction, we make sure that it's enjoyable and fun for the students as much as humanly possible. We offer reward systems, prizes. We also offer students the ability to connect with both their parents and the school to make sure we're all on the same page about progress, because that communication is incredibly key as we continue on and make sure that we've got wraparound services for that student and their learning profile. One of the common challenges that we see for many of our kids that come in, we see a broad range of kids, of course, those without diagnoses, probably about 40% of our students, those that have already been seen by a psychologist or professional and received a diagnosis, but our key diagnoses we see the most often are going to be dyslexia, ADHD, and language processing challenges. We have a full executive functioning program that we do. It runs 12 weeks, and during these 12 weeks we teach kids about time management, organization. We teach them how to organize their binders, book bags, digital spaces, how to study nonfiction textbooks, how to take notes. And each of these students goes through check-ins, they have weekly workshops with us, and it provides a really great service where these students are not just getting help, like tutoring, we're coaching them to be independent. And I really feel like that's something that sets our team apart is we're not here to provide a Band-Aid, we're here to give these children skills to learn independently without us in the future.